Japanese used vehicle exporting. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Jump to navigation, jump to search. This article has multiple issues. Please help improve it or discuss these issues on the talk page. Learn how and when to remove these template messages. This article needs additional citations for verification. November 2011. This article possibly contains original research. November 2011. A Japanese market Toyota Crown S170 in the United Kingdom. The model has never seen an official release in the country and was registered in May 2019. Japanese used vehicle exporting is a gray market international trade involving the export of used cars and other vehicles from Japan to other markets around the world since the 1980s. Despite the high cost of transport, the sale of used cars and other vehicles to other countries is still profitable due to the relatively low cost and good condition of the vehicles being purchased. Contributing factors to the feasibility of such export include Japan's strict motor vehicle inspections and high depreciation, which make such vehicles worth very little in Japan after 6 years, and strict environmental protection regulations that make vehicle disposal very expensive in Japan. Japan has very stringent vehicle emission test standards. Nearly 1.4 million used vehicles were exported from Japan in 2006. Citation needed. The most popular destinations for used cars from Japan are Australia, Bangladesh, Barbados, Bolivia, Brunei, Canada, Congo, Dominican Republic, Eswatini, Georgia, Guyana, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Ireland, Jamaica, Kazakhstan, Kenya, Lesotho, Malaysia, Mauritius, Mongolia, Mozambique, Myanmar, New Zealand, Pakistan, Paraguay, Peru, Philippines, Russia, Sri Lanka, Suriname, Tanzania, Thailand, Trinidad and Tobago, Uganda, United Kingdom, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Additionally, Chile, South Africa, Singapore, and the United Arab Emirates are used as popular transit hubs. Citation needed.
Restrictions. This section needs additional citations for verification. Please help improve this article by adding citations to reliable sources. Unsourced material may be challenged and removed. October 2016. Learn how and when to remove this template message. Canada. Nissan Safiro, imported from Japan and registered in Alberta. Any vehicle more than 15 years old may be imported into Canada without regard to its compliance with Canada Motor Vehicle Safety Standards. 14. Vehicles are registered at the provincial level in Canada, and increasingly stringent subnational vehicle safety requirements make it difficult to register a Japanese market vehicle without replacement or modifications to the headlamps and other lights and reflectors, window glass, tires, seatbelts and other equipment. Chile. A Toyota Corolla II, switched to LHD and registered in Chile. Second-hand imported vehicles may only be registered in the extreme regions of Arica and Parinacota, Tarapacá, Asen and Magallanes. Japanese used vehicles must meet emission standards and be converted to left-hand drive. However, a big market of non-converted cars exists in the duty-free zone of Iquique, where customers from other countries buy them and sometimes drive them home. Greece. In Greece, second-hand vehicles are allowed, but they cannot be older than 3 years old. Ambulance or fire engine vehicles cannot be older than 6 years old, have to meet emission standards and be left-hand drive. Right-hand drive vehicles and tourist vehicles older than 6 years old that enter Greece from neighboring countries are usually towed to borders where they are allowed. Hong Kong. 2002 Toyota VB, Japan domestic version, exported and registered in Hong Kong. Many used cars from Japan are registered in Hong Kong, including both Japanese makes and even European makes, since both Hong Kong and Japan are right-hand drive. In order to register the car in Hong Kong, the car must be less than 7 years old, gasoline-powered, meet Eurovic emission and noise standards, with E-mark for all glass and safety belts, and an unleaded fuel restrictor installed, if not already present. For cars over 20 years old, they can be imported as classic cars and not have to meet Eurovic emission standards. If a Japanese used car is fitted with privacy windows, it must be converted to clear glass in order to be registered in Hong Kong, Ireland. Toyota will in Dublin. Ireland has relatively loose vehicle importing laws for Japanese cars. To keep imports down, Irish revenue commissioners require all new and imported cars to pay the VAT. Also, every car, both domestic and imported over 4 years old, must pass the stringent National Car Test (NCT) in order to be given a roadworthiness certificate. In the case of cars imported from Japan, all glass, tires, noise must meet EU-approved levels. Imported Japanese used cars are easily recognizable as their rear Irish number plates are square in form and not the rectangular regular issued plates. This is because cars for the Japanese market have square recesses in the rear to accommodate Japanese plates. Kenya. In Kenya, second-hand, imported Japanese vehicles must undergo a worthiness inspection conducted by the Quality Inspection Services Japan as per mandate from the Kenya Bureau of Standards. The inspection aims to ensure that the vehicles are not more than 8 years old, have genuine mileage, and that the vehicles pass a safety and mechanical inspection as per the standards set by KEVS. Guide to Kenya Car Import Regulations Macau. Honda Beating Macau. Although Macau is right-hand drive, it does not allow imports of used cars from Japan or any other country. See Macau official info, Chinese and Portuguese only, unlike Hong Kong. However, brand new parallel imported cars from Japan are allowed in Macau. Malta. Toyota IST, registered in Malta. In Malta, second-hand, imported Japanese vehicles must comply with roadworthiness regulations which address emissions, lights operability and mechanical operability. Vehicles thus in compliance can be imported and registered. Some Maltese importers apply corrosion protection to these vehicles due to the hot, humid climate. Mozambique. In Mozambique, most of the cars in the roads are imported from Japan, where Toyota takes the lead in terms of brand. All cars to be imported to Mozambique must undergo a pre-inspection process in Japan performed by Intertech. The inspection will determine the condition of the car to be imported and the right value of the car for custom clearance proposes. The customs clearance amount will depend on the type of car, engine size, number of seats and purpose of use, and can cost up to 84% of the CIF of the vehicle. Added to the custom clearance, the importer will pay up $650 USD import fees. New Zealand. Nissan March Valero, imported to New Zealand. New Zealand has stringent safety and emission standards. Besides biosecurity and customs clearances, a vehicle must be entry certified by a Transport Services Delivery Agent, TSDA, which includes checking that paper data and physical data meet safety, emissions, and fuel consumption standards. 15. Pakistan. Pakistan applies strict controls on imports. Imported cars must be not more than 3 years old. High import taxes are levied on imported vehicles. 16. Special ships are sometimes used for exporting vehicles to Pakistan to meet the rising demand. 17. Russia. Right-hand drive Toyota Sprinter in Seversk. While Russia has right-hand traffic, it allows the importation of LHT vehicles if they pass the technical inspection. This is compulsory for all street-legal vehicles in Russia. Although a prohibitively high import tariff is levied on cars more than 7 years old, to protect local industry, the oldest Japanese vehicles usually pass the inspection if they were well maintained. Vehicles imported to Russia are sometimes exported to North Korea and Central Asia. Due to sanctions placed on Russia in the aftermath of the Russian-Ukrainian War in 2022, they greatly affect used car exports. 18. Saudi Arabia. Unlike the UAE, Saudi Arabia does not allow imports of vehicles from Japan or any LHT country because only left-hand drive vehicles are allowed. Additionally, right-hand drive to left-hand drive modifications as well as vehicles from Israel are not allowed due to the laws against Israeli goods. Singapore. Japanese imported Honda Shuttle. Used Japanese cars that are imported into Singapore must be 3 years old or less. 19. United Arab Emirates. Some vehicles like the Toyota Fortuner, Toyota Hiace, and the Nissan Skyline R34 have been imported to the UAE and are sometimes converted to left-hand drive. Right-hand drive vehicles are legal and sometimes remain RHD for transit or sporting purposes. United Kingdom. Toyota Comfort, import and registered in the UK. Importing rules for the UK are stringent. Vehicles less than 10 years old must undergo individual vehicle approval to assure compliance with applicable ECE regulations or British national equivalents. The speedometer must be converted from kilometers per hour to miles per hour. A rear fog light and unleaded fuel restrictor installed. Vehicles older than 10 years need only to fit a rear fog light and pass a MOT before applying for V55/5, first vehicle tax and registration of a used motor vehicle. United States. Nissan Skyline GT-R R34 in Colorado. Vehicles at least 25 years old may be imported to the U.S. regardless of non-compliance with that country's federal motor vehicle safety standards. 20. Vehicles are registered at the state level in the U.S., and increasingly stringent subnational vehicle safety requirements make it difficult to register a Japanese market vehicle without replacement or modifications to the headlamps and other lights and reflectors, window glass, tires, seat belts and other equipment. In 21 states, key trucks less than 25 years old can be legally imported and registered as off-road utility vehicles with on-road usage and top speed restrictions varying by state. All those states which allow many trucks to be operated on public roads prohibit their operation on interstate highways. 21.